Not many riders enjoy the kind of reception Stefan Kung receives when he races in his homeland, Switzerland. inCycle caught up with the Groupama FDJ rider at the Tour de Romandie, where he was very much the centre of attention.
I always loved the races in Switzerland because it's my home country. I know the road since I'm a little kid. I've done here, for example, the junior race. And yeah, I mean, it gives you that little bit of extra motivation. For sure, you always try to be motivated, and for the big races like Flanders or Roubaix, you don't need that as well. But it's always special to ride in your home country because you have friends and families who come to the race. And on top of that, I always had good results here.
Breakaways are where the 25-year-old time trial specialist has earned those results, including his first World Tour win back in 2015 with BMC.
There's a Flamme Rouge, 1 kilometre to go for Stefan Küng. Went with a breakaway early on today, and our Swiss colleagues are getting so excited.
Yeah, I was a neo-pro. I had maybe 5-6 race days in my legs, and I don't know, I was prepared for that victory because I analyzed the stage, I had a look at it in training, and I asked the mechanics to put me on a 54 chainring instead of 53 because the final was slightly descending and with a tailwind. So yeah, I was really prepared to win that stage, which when I think about it now, at the age of 21, yeah, was pretty special.
Stefan Küng in the black and red for BMC Racing, the young Swiss rider who won a similar stage from a breakaway at the Tour de Romandie 2 years ago. Andre Grifko just behind him.
With Grifko, it was kind of the same story. I was super confident I was going to win. For me, it was no question. We got around the last corner, 300 meters to go, and I just launched my sprint. But this confidence came out of some sprint battle I had with Greg van Avermaet in training. And as I said to myself, at the end of a hard race, he's one of the best finishers. So I was like, yeah, if I can beat Greg, then I can also as well beat Grifko. So I never even questioned, and I just went for the line, and yeah, it worked out. It was, I'm sure it was really nice as well, this feeling.
Kung was also a favourite to take the 2019 3.8-kilometre prologue, but the Swiss national TT champion had to instead settle for 7th place in the end. However, redemption would come on stage 2.
You always have to kind of pick out the stages where you see you can survive in the end. I only choose stages where I see myself doing a good finish and being able to win this stage.
So, into the finish straight. An absolutely marvellous ride by one of the most talented men in the peloton. He knew there was a chance today, skin-suited up, ready for action, and here he is to savour his moment. 4 hours, 10 minutes of terrific, torturous riding. And Stefan Kung does it again. 3 times in the last 4 years.
As well as his stage hunting and TT skills, Kung has also shown promise in the cobbled classics. And with his off-season move from BMC to Groupama FDJ earning him his own opportunities in such races, comparisons to fellow Swiss Fabian Cancellara are inevitable.
Sure, Fabian was a really big figure in Swiss cycling for the last few years or almost a decade. And I mean, when I was a kid and I started racing my bike was 2004. It was the year he won the prologue. I think it was in Lüttich at the Tour de France. And yeah, I mean, it's something that inspired me, but in the end, I know by now that I go my own way. So I would never even compare like what he did when he was young, what I did when I was young, because each person has its own way. For sure, I want to do good in classics and I want to win time trials, so we have certain similarities, but in the end, You just have to take what life kind of throws at you, and one thing's for sure, I'm going to go my own way.
And that could include an eventual return to the track for the former individual pursuit world champion.
Back in the days, track was my kind of first love, if you want. I enjoyed it a lot, the track racing, and I had really nice success with the World Championships title in 2015. I still do sometimes some kind of club racing on the track in Zurich, and yeah, I mean, when I see the hour record kind of history, then I know with my track background I would be in the routine pretty quickly. So yeah, it always kind of stays somewhere in the back of your mind. And for the next 2-3 years, I think I have enough goals to look for on the road. And if one day I need a new challenge, I will go back to track again.